Are you dealing with some pesky scar tissue post your lifelong eczema, TSW, or even acne? Have you perhaps got a dark skin tone, olive, whereby your scars tend to be more apparent than those of you with lighter skin tone? Well, keep watching, because in this video today I'm going to discuss with you how I manage my scar tissue and try to overcome and minimize the appearance of those scars. So in this video today, I'm going to talk a little bit about how I am trying to treat my scar tissue, how successful it is going, and basically just to share some tips and tricks with you. Disclaimer as usual, I'm not a medical practitioner. This is just me simply sharing my journey with you guys and the products and the methods that I implement in order to overcome my post TSW and eczema scar tissue. But before we get started, you guys, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button and support my channel. Give me a thumbs up for this video if you find it of value, and let me know down below in the comments if you are struggling with scar tissue and how you are trying to overcome it, what products you are using, and whether or not it's being effective. So today I am completely makeup free. This is my natural face, just so that I could show you my scar tissue and the kind of struggles that I'm up against and trying to overcome this scar tissue. So I'm going to get up real close. So in this video today, I'm going to give you 6 tips and tricks that I do in order to try and overcome my scar tissue, really try and minimize that scarring, that pigmentation, so that I can have an overall better result in terms of my appearance. First tip is SPF. Now, I live in the south of France, so there's absolutely no way that I can step outside the door without full SPF on my face and arms if I'm exposing my arms. We are in October now, so I tend to actually wear long sleeve at the moment and maybe short sleeve indoors, but generally speaking I never leave the house without SPF on my face. It's almost like my mask before the mask. My favourite SPFs, I've actually done a video about SPFs over the summer months, so go ahead and check that out right here. Those are my favourite SPFs, but I will run them through with you guys again because I've got a couple of extra favourites nowadays as well for the winter months. I tend to go for probably a 30 in the winter when it's overcast, and then when it's sunny a factor 50. We're coming up to our ski season here and we live an hour away from the mountains, so the 50 plus, be it on the beach or going up to the mountain skiing, is an absolute necessity, because without the SPF my scar tissue would be considerably worse. So I love the Ultra Sun brand. They do it in a tinted and then they do it in an extreme is what they call it. This leaves no cast whatsoever, which is what I really like about it. It is, however, a chemical sunscreen, but I really do love this product so much. It was actually recommended to me by my facialist, Andy Millward, and I will just give you a little bit of a demo here. That is the tinted one, which you can use kind of like as a sort of tinted moisturizer base for the everyday, and it just goes on like so. And then here we have the SPF regular, which is for extreme high protection. So, you know, if you're going out for long periods of time in the sunshine, and it doesn't even have to be the sunshine, it's just exposing yourself to light and really protecting your skin from that exposure. However, if you do prefer a mineral sunscreen, which I do tend to go for more on my arm, I love the Babo Botanics, and it has this sheen protection, zinc protection, and that is an SPF 30 for sensitive skin. But this sheer zinc sun cream is really great for the body. I find when I put this on my face, because it has a bit of a white cast, it tends to sit inside my scar tissue quite a lot, especially around my mouth. So I don't really like that appearance on me as much as I do my Ultra Sun, so I much prefer this on my face to this, but that's just purely out of me being slightly vain. But here this goes on like so, it's like a spray like that, And then this is ideal for children actually, and this just literally goes on like that, and obviously it does leave a white cast. It is almost like having a white sleeve, but it gives you that protection, that mineral sunscreen protection, so it's a little bit more gentle on the skin, but there you go. So it does also come in a I think it's called a transparent or something, or a zinc clear, which I've not seen yet, but so there you go. And also don't forget your hands are really important to put the SPF on your hands, because obviously it minimizes any advanced aging on your hands, premature aging on your hands, especially when you're driving, for example. Like, we all forget that we need to protect our hands. When I am a bit run down like today, I like to use the La Roche-Posay Cicaplast with the SPF 50. This is a really good cream for when my skin just isn't doing very well and it needs just that extra nurturing. It needs a little bit more repair, and I seem to have a few dry patches on my face, such as what I've got a little bit around my eye. I've got a little bit of redness, and that just goes on like so, and I just put that everywhere, including my eyelids. I really try and get in around my scar tissue area, because this is the area that I really want to give the maximum protection. You can see how nicely that goes on. Tip number 2 is my best friend, my red light therapy unit. Now, I've done a video about red light therapy before and all the benefits for helping overcome your eczema and TSW, so go ahead and check out that video here. But basically what it can also do in terms of scar tissue is really stimulate that collagen production. Now, I haven't actually, if I be completely honest with you, done my red light therapy since before the summer. I have just been so busy with other things and projects and family and so forth that I haven't been doing my nightly routine of sitting under my red light therapy lamp for 20 to 30 minutes. So it is something that I need to get back to do. So I will consider this video as a good tip to myself to get back into my red light therapy. You can actually buy the masks as well, which is something that I'm saving up to do, because when you have the red light therapy mask on and they're battery operated, I think you can recharge them on a USB. You can walk around the house and do other things. You can do work on your computer, that sort of thing. And I think that might be suiting me better than this big bulky guy, but it does serve very well for your body. So in terms of doing your arms, your main body, and your legs and so forth, this is why I bought this hefty unit, because I would attach it to my ceiling here with this pulley system, turn the lights on, sit underneath it, and then I would be able to do like half body and face at the same time. So that's why I got this one. So the other thing that I did invest in, excuse the echo in here, is I invested in a home radio frequency wand, and I saw this actually on Instagram. I'm not really sure how really successful these devices are, but I have to say I do rather enjoy it, and it's something that I've got into recently. So I think that's why I've sort of put the red light unit to the side, because I found something that just does a little bit extra, and it's something that I can just do as part of my nighttime routine. And it's this little guy here. It comes with like a whole bunch of different attachments, but this is the main thing, and you switch it on and it kind of like has an electric current that runs through here, and it basically helps stimulate that collagen as well. So this home radio frequency kit is supposed to help with a number of different skin issues, including acne scarring, enlarged pores, reducing your pore size, dark circles, and sort of basically stimulating the collagen in the hair production as well. So it's got a number of these different wands that can be attached to the device. This is the comb that's supposed to run through your hair and it stimulates hair growth. Then you've got this little guy, which is supposed to pinpoint more sort of acne scars and troubled areas. And then this is supposed to do more kind of like the under eye of the dark circles and so forth. And I found this just randomly on Instagram, and I thought I'd give it a try. And it's got, you know, pretty good reviews, to be honest. I seem to be doing quite well with it so far. So before I use this, I clean the glass with like an alcoholic wipe and let that dry. And then I have to apply to my face like an oil or something that's going to help slide the electrode around my face. I've just attached my hair back quickly, and I'm just going to use my trusty old jojoba oil, which is what I use to cleanse my skin anyway. So after I kind of removed all my makeup in the evening with my jojoba oil and my konjac sponge, which I've shown you a few times, but that's my konjac sponge, completely biodegradable, love them. I apply a second layer of jojoba oil to my face, all over, not forgetting my neck. You should be able to see there that sort of red, and that's the radio current coming through. I'm just gonna, as soon as you put it on your face, please do it, get a bit. It's alright, and I just run this all over my troubled areas. You can turn the frequency down, like I've got that on, I've actually got that on pretty low, but I could turn it down lower. And then it's the sound that makes me flinch, it's not actually anything painful. And then as I'm using it, I can turn it up. And it's what it's supposed to do is just break down that scar tissue. Now I do this for about 20 minutes every evening or every other evening, and for me, yeah, that seems to be working. I don't really know much about radio frequency, except for the fact that it sort of breaks down the scar tissue as far as I know, and it helps with the acne and reduce pores and so forth. But for me, it has been doing a really good job. I feel like I have seen a significant change over the last few months. So I bought this about 3 months ago. I haven't been using it religiously every night or every other night, but I have to say in the last sort of 6 weeks or so I really have. So yeah, I really enjoy it, and it's kind of like something that I can easily include in my routine. And I just add here, like I love these konjac sponges. They're biodegradable, it's like a natural sponge, and it just can, it's like a slight exfoliant, it's slightly exfoliant-y, like it's just slightly rough, not too rough, but it just helps just kind of like take away any of the dead skin cells. It's good for the lips. I love to rub it on my lips, and it's gentle enough that it's not going to irritate my skin, and it just helps, yeah, exfoliate just very gently any of the dead skin cells away, because I don't exfoliate my skin at all, because I feel like this konjac sponge is really does the job, and it's gentle enough so that I don't need to be scrubbing my skin barrier away. So yeah, jojoba oil and a konjac sponge, for me that is like one of the best way to cleanse your faces. Next up that I've just recently got into is microneedling. Now this microneedle is probably one of the most gentlest. It's a 0.25, so that means that the needles are really quite teeny tiny. They can go up to like a 1 or a 2, so this isn't even a half of a 1, it's a quarter of a 1, and I literally just use this on my arms alone because my face is just still too sensitive, not really ready enough, and maybe next year I'll be able to microneedle on my face, but for now I just do it on my arms alone. So my arms, I've just removed the sun cream by the way, and I put this along my arms to help break up that tissue. I've also used it on my stomach area as well, because post having kids I lost a lot of elasticity on my stomach from 2 pregnancies, and as I had my kids quite late on in my life, in my late 30s and 40s, it left me with a very saggy stomach. So I've used it quite regularly on my stomach, and it really has helped firm up that skin and regain that elasticity on my skin. So I do really recommend these. I think they're brilliant. You can go ahead and check out, variety of different microneedles that are available online. I know Amazon sell a lot, but they're not the greatest ones. I think it's kind of better going to a facialist and talking to them about what the best one is. What it's trying to do is that the needles penetrate into the surface of the skin, and it's trying to break up that scar tissue to stimulate that collagen again. and resurface the skin. So it's almost like the pricks, it's almost like semi-wounding the skin in order for the body to try and repair itself and stimulate that cell growth, that skin cell repair. Then once you've done the microneedling, then you can apply maybe any of the products that you want to help really penetrate into the holes that you've created, so the pinpricks that you've made all around the skin, to really try and target that scar tissue all the more. So it's like we're opening up the channels for the skin. So on to my next tip, which is kind of like what I do on my evening routine, and I only do this part once a week, and that is I apply a PHA serum, which is basically a very, very mild acid to this area. Now, I do not recommend whatsoever you use any acid on your face if you still have eczema, ongoing eczema or TSW. Like, this is an acid, it's a very, very mild acid, but all the same, I wasn't allowed to put any acid on my face for at least a year after I fully healed my TSW. I'm now 18 months fully healed. And I only apply this and a very small bit of it once a week, and sometimes once every 2 weeks, depending on how well my skin's doing. But I literally just apply that much. It's super tiny, and I just do it around the corners of my mouth and underneath on my upper lip there and around my nostrils, just that really bothersome area of my scar tissue. And this is a very gentle PHA. It's part of the Garden of Wisdom, Victoria Health. Again, and I'll put it in the description below. And it's the same product range as my vitamin C. But literally I will do that like on a Sunday night, Saturday night. And the rest of the time I will just use my trusty vitamin C deep, what is it? C-Deep Vitamin C, my C-Deep Vitamin C, which is also another very mild vitamin C. It's not harsh by any means, very gentle, just a few drops, and I can do that under my eyes just to help with the discoloration that I have around under my eyes, being more gentle. But yeah, that's pretty much what I do. Next up, and I think this is the final tip number 6, and that is I love to use a collagen powder at nighttime. I put it in my tea, I have it every evening, and this really helps stimulate that collagen from the inside out. So this is 100% hydrolysis beef collagen, and this is the one that I like to go for. There are a couple, and I'll put them in the description below, of the two that I like the best. This one is obviously a French collagen, but what I like about it is that there's no additives in it, there's no stabilizers or preservatives in it. It is really just the pure beef hydrolysis collagen, and I have seen an enormous difference, especially around the wrinkles around my eyes and in between my forehead, exactly how much it's really helped stimulate and try and basically sort of smooth out those wrinkles. At the same time, it's really helping me restore my scar tissue, and I think, you know, this area has really improved over the years, or at least certainly since last year, as I've only really been taking this in the last year as well. So I have really seen a significant improvement in my skin overall. That said, I do like to take it in the evening because I have that sort of sense that if I put it in my rooibos tea, and if those of you who watch my channel already, you know how much I love rooibos tea, all those brilliant anti-inflammatory properties to help alleviate your itchy red skin, and I put that in my rooibos tea every evening because I feel that when I'm sleeping that the collagen powder can be doing all that goodness at the same time. Now, last but not least is filler. It is something that I've never actually had before, but it is something that I'm considering doing for myself, mainly for my appearance, because I feel like I've lost a lot of volume around my eyes. My eyes are very sunken in and also very dark circled. So I am considering maybe doing a little bit of filler around my eyes on this scar here in the middle, because I do feel when I'm filming it really catches the light, and whilst I'm there I might as well see if I could do a little bit of filler on some of that scar tissue, just to you know, smooth out that area and just improve my overall appearance. Please do let me know in the comments below if you've had filler for any of your scar tissue or for any of your old scars that you maybe had as a child, and I'd really be interested to learn a lot more about filler and the impact that it might have on our skin condition. It is something that I'm going to be researching in, because in the past I have had a little bit of Botox here and I have reacted to it, so I've stopped doing Botox. I had only done Botox I think once or twice since my children were born, and both times I actually did have a reaction. So Botox is really out of the question for me nowadays. I do like to use a product called Frownies, and Frownies are a much more natural way of trying to overcome these forehead wrinkles, which I also do struggle with quite a lot. I've got quite a lot of movement in my upper area, but that's sort of aside from the scar tissue topic. But please do let me know about fillers in the comments, as I'd really love to know more, and love to know if it's something that you guys might consider as well, and perhaps we can all share together. But above all, you guys, do not forget your diet when it comes to our overall skin condition, and overall wellness and our youthful appearance must come from the inside out. So having an appropriate diet full of leafy green vegetables and beautiful fruits and lean meats is really the key to maintaining that plumpness of our skin, maintaining that radiance and glowing beautiful texture of our skin, overcoming our scar tissue, and of course overcoming our skin conditions at the same time. So do not forget that it is the #1 thing that we all need to be doing. So thanks so much for watching, you guys. I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye for now.